is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to Casual Cash. On this channel, we talk about finance, investing, and personal wealth in a very casual and open way, so much so that I've shared my entire Easy Equities portfolio in detail here on this channel, and we're going to be buying more shares by the end of the episode. One thing that's come up often is maybe you want to buy shares, you want to build wealth, but you aren't sure how to do that or who to use. Now, I try to only talk from what I know, and you can use whoever you want, but what I know and the platform that I use is Easy Equities. So today we're going to show how it works, how to sign up, how to deposit funds, and we're going to be buying more shares live in real time by the end to show you how to do it too and what kind of costs and profits are involved. So let's get started. First of all, why do we even need a platform in the first place? Well, I don't know about you, but I've never seen anyone walk into the JSE and buy shares over the counter. But also there are licenses and financial acts that need to be complied with, and a platform or broker deals with most of the legal, finance, and payment details, so you don't have to. Easy Equities, as the name states, and in my experience, is the easiest and cheapest way to buy, hold, and sell listed instruments like shares, ETFs, etc. I used to use F&B share investing, but it was expensive and complicated, so I moved my portfolio over. So I use them to buy and sell shares and to hold my investments and pay my dividends. Also, they deal with some of the tax issues like dividend tax, but tax is obviously complicated and there are aspects that they don't deal with. But the biggest thing for me is they don't have a fixed monthly fee. You only get charged for what you use, and in my case, I get a cash management fee which has VAT, and only broker charges if I buy or sell anything during the month. But you also get positive interest on any cash you have with them, and for me usually that's more than the charges, which are tiny to begin with, and you'll see the broker charges at the end of the video. So if these guys are who you decide to use, how do you get started? Well, first of all, their website has tons of information, lots of frequently asked questions. This video is here to make it easy for you to take you through everything you need in one place, but be sure to take a look if there's anything you still want to check out. So let's go straight into the sign up and list simply the things that you'll need. The first page is where you were born, where you reside, and your citizenship. Next, are you 18 or over? Next up, create a username, put in your email, and create a password. Simple stuff. Guys, a pro tip, if you have a friend who uses Easy Equities, ask for their referral code and put it in here, and both you and them will get a gift when you finish registering. For me, it was 50 Rand in Easy Credits, which offsets some of your trading fees. So if you know someone, you get some money off your trading fees. And if you don't, there's a link in the description. Either way, free fees, which is always nice. Next, you need to submit your documents. If you're a business or minor, there are different documents needed, but I'm assuming most are individuals over 18. If not, just check out their websites. So then it's the simple stuff of name and surname, ID or passport number, date of birth, which I always think can be taken from your ID number, gender, and your phone number. Then a security question for if you have trouble accessing your accounts. Now, because I'm already registered, I can't use my ID, and I don't want to mess around with identity theft, but I can tell you that you put in your address next. The nice thing is that according to them, they automatically run the necessary FICA checks on your account based on the information you give them. That's why if you're registering an individual account, the chances are you won't need to upload any additional information, but they'll email you if they need more. This should take an hour or two, 4 hours max to confirm the details of the account. So overall, really easy sign up process. And at the end, you should have a username and password, and they'll allocate an Easy Equities account number, usually starting with an EE. And we'll use that for our next step, which is where we get to the money and deposit funds into the account. First of all, log into your profile using the login details, then click on menu, and under My Funds, click on Deposits. If you're on the mobile app, just select My Funds at the bottom of the screen, and under Deposits, you can select where you want to deposit the funds. Now, at this point, you can decide whether to use a card or an EFT. Another pro tip, I always use an EFT because using the card tends to have pretty high charges of 2.3% of the amount, which they do disclose, but you don't want to start an investment already 2.3% down, in my opinion. But maybe if you need funds quickly for something you think will make more than that, you can use it, but I never have. The card is pretty straightforward, just like any online card purchase, and you can save your card details for use in the future. For an EFT, I have one piece of advice. Check, check, check. You can choose the same bank as yours so the deposit is faster, which is nice, but keep in mind your reference should be listed here and make sure it's correct so that your payment is allocated correctly. Always double check everything before paying. For me, I use FNB, and honestly, the money usually reflects within a couple minutes, but obviously this time will vary. All right, now that we've gotten through the admin stuff, we can get to the fun stuff, which is where we get to be buying shares so that we can hopefully build our wealth, improve our lives, and that starts with using the right investment tools. As you can see, this is not just shares. There's also tax-free savings accounts, ETFs, ETNs, cryptocurrency, unit trusts, baskets, bundles, and offshore options as well. All of that we'll get into in a later video. But for now, we're going to go into the basics and show you how you buy basic shares, also known as equities. We have a portfolio of around 130,000 Rand. There is a video with the details of that linked at the end. But today we're going to be adding slightly to that with the purchase of 100 Rand of shares in Growth Point Properties. It's a good dividend share with some capital upside. So let's go through to purchase it now. To start, go to the top of the screen and click Invest Now. That will take you to the investment type, which for us will be equities. So we'll select that. Then you scroll down a bit, go to the search bar. Here you can search for anything, but we'll be searching for Growth Point Properties. The next page will give you some basic information on the company, description and graph, and importantly, the share price. Here we're looking at 14 Rand 45 to buy per share. Based on the graph, there's some upside, but this is not a recommendation, just an example. So then down here is where you can select how many shares you can buy or how much you want to spend. Usually I go with how much I want to invest, and it automatically calculates the number of shares, in this case 100 Rand. Then before you buy, it also shows you how much the cost will be for the purchase. Here it's 38 cents, which on 100 Rand is 0.38% for the purchase cost. I mean, it's a great price, but this does vary and fluctuate based on what you buy and how much. So you can buy now, which is the current market price, or you can set an order for a certain price, but usually I go with market price because I've researched and I'm happy with it. And that's it. So let's buy these shares, Growth Point Properties, 100 Rand, and there you go. Congratulations. And you also get an email with the details of the purchase so that you can look back on it at the price and the details if you want. It will also show on your transaction history with the details as well. Then if you click on account overview, you can see all of the shares that you've bought. Here's Growth Point, which we got right now, and we had a slight price increase from the purchase, but still overall 99 Rand 90. So we still need to make some profit from the purchase cost, but we'll see over time. So that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you found it helpful. And if you have a friend who might need it, feel free to share it with them. We do purchase shares and review companies on the channel, so if you want, you're welcome to subscribe. If you have any questions, chat to Easy Equities. They're the first point of call, but I'll try help if you want to ask anything in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys once again next time on Casual Cash. Cheers.